Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
With prices soaring at the pump, filling up can be stressful. That's why Discover has your back with cashback. Use Discover to earn 5% cash back at gas stations and Target, now through June, on up to $1,500 in purchases when you activate. We know every dollar matters right now, but you can count on us. Get up to $75 cash back this quarter with your Discover It card. Limitations apply. Learn more at discover.com/rewards.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Got to just give huge props to the Rockaholics because, as usual, they made Coach for Kids Day a huge success. They just continue to impress me. We raised over $22,000. The men's room were able to raise over $19,000. Yes, we did win. And I'll take it.
Champions.
Because, they crushed us last time. So now we're going to have a rubber match someday, which, of course, will raise money for a great cause. And, all in all, man, $44,000 we raised on Thursday. And we have raised nearly $65,000 for Operation Warm. That is pretty amazing. And this money is going to help a lot of kids get coats that they need. You still can donate, so don't think you missed out, because all it takes is $20 to put a brand new coat on a Washington State child that needs one. You want more info? You want to make a donation? Go to KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to be big. It is time to bump it up from under. Pump it up. Do it. Yeah, and I'm sure everyone's pumped up after yesterday. And I don't think that we'll have a Beat Migs today like the game was yesterday.
Really?
I mean, stranger things have happened. We've had some offers before, but I don't think it's going to be like a 40-3 stomping. I think if the guy gets one or two, he or she gets that, and
Steve breaks out a perfect 10 or something.
10, that would be equivalent.
Well, let's hope that doesn't happen. We've got Kevin in Seattle. Kevin, are you there?
Present.
Well,
I feel like I'm back in school.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Kevin will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Kevin, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's get it on.
To suffer a temporary loss of consciousness can also be described by what colorful term?
Blacking out.
Yes. Lemonade, iced tea, and vodka make up a drink named after what famous golfer?
Arnold Palmer.
No.
Pass.
Who played Smokey in the 90s comedy Friday?
I see.
No.
Pass.
What is the largest island country in the Caribbean Sea?
Cuba.
Yes. Vanessa Hudgens made a name for herself on what Disney film series?
Halloween Town.
No.
Pass.
In Game of Thrones, what type of creature was Drogon?
It's the dragon.
Yes. In what round of the 2019 NFL Draft was DK Metcalf selected by the Seahawks?
Second.
Yes. What is the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
Yes. Judge Doomed framed the title character of what 80s movie?
Dread.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, that's not a schmucking.
No, it's not. Not at all. So he got more
he's
than
halfway
one or
there.
two or three there. So we'll have to see because I think
He's Bon Joviing it.
because he's halfway there.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing there.
This man's living on a prayer. Look who's back.
Richie Sambora, baby.
Are you Richie Sambora?
That's right.
All right then. Are you ready?
Oh,
Does he even play with the?
No.
Okay.
No, they're not getting along. It's bothering me.
Aw.
Him and John need to get together.
New Jersey's finest. Come on, get together, guys.
When they need money, they will.
Oh yeah.
The true words have never been spoken.
To suffer a temporary loss of consciousness can also be described by what colorful term?
Blackout.
Yes. Lemonade, iced tea, and vodka make up a drink named after what famous golfer?
John Daly, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who played Smokey in the 90s comedy Friday?
Oh, man. Chris Tucker.
Yes.
Good job.
What is the largest island country of the Caribbean Sea?
Club Med.
No.
Oh. Jamaica.
No.
Caribbean land.
No. Vanessa Hudgens made a name for herself on what Disney film series?
I don't know. Freaky Friday?
No.
Nice try.
Film series. Jumanji.
No.
Snow White.
No. In Game of Thrones, what type of creature was Drogon?
A dragon.
Yes. In what round of the 2019 NFL draft was DK Metcalf selected by the Seahawks?
Second.
Yes.
And he was picked in the final round of being a video camera operator.
What is the capital of Delaware?
Dover.
Yes. Judge Doom framed the title character of what 80s movie?
What, who?
Judge Doom framed the title character of what 80s movie?
Spider-Man.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Steve played to his opponent, but wins 6-5.
Oh, almost, Kevin.
That's all right. No breakfast for you this time, BJ.
That's right. Have a good holiday, buddy.
Yep. He knew that the largest island country in the Caribbean Sea is Cuba.
Oh.
Yeah, Cuba.
Cuba.
Nobody knew the movie series that Vanessa Hudgens made a name for herself in.
Danny does,
I think I know. Danny?
Okay, well, I want to see if BJ knows. This is exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember I have a daughter.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know all this. That's why I see if Danny or Vicky knows.
High School Musical.
That's it.
Yeah.
I just had to know that one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. High School Musical was all over our house.
Isn't that Glee?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
No, Glee was the Fox show. High School Musical was the Glee was the TV show. High School. Why do I know this? High School Musical was the film series that kind of turned into a TV show.
And did Zac Efron get some fame in that? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like in love with each other, the characters, and then they actually dated because of that.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for them to get back together, too.
Right?
Come on, man.
Them and Bon Jovi. The one that neither of you guys get also was Judge Doom framed the title character of what 80s movie?
Was he close?
No.
Oh, then I don't know.
I think Steve figured it out. Oh, okay.
Roger Rabbit.
Yes.
Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Roger
The
Rabbit.
answer was in the question.
Wait. What was the question again?
Judge Doom framed the title character.
Oh.
Not Judge Dredd.
At first I thought Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Well,
about
see, that's
Sylvester
because
Stallone.
I thought you said who played the title character. I totally missed that question.
Oh.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, it's not Roger Rabbit after all. Is that? I thought his name was Dredd, but maybe it was Doom after all. Okay.
No, it was
good call.
Christopher Lloyd played Judge Doom.
You're right. I remembered that, but then because I heard the question wrong, I totally just threw Roger Rabbit out of my brain.
Oh.
Which I thought, I thought that was the Roger Rabbit guy, but I could be wrong.
Well, you weren't. You were actually right.
Well, I wouldn't have won that one, though.
Well, Steve won, so congrats, Steve.
Nice going, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're a hell of a player. We've talked about Cameo, where you can get semi-famous people to record, greetings for your friends and, birthday wishes, whatever. This is fascinating, and it's a bit of an ethical dilemma for me on this one. Bruce Buffer, who, by the way, is known to say, "Look, I created I created a big phrase, and nobody should copy it, or you're in trouble."
Okay.
Yeah, and so how about
Michael Buffer's the one that made the big
Oh,
phrase.
you're right, Michael. I
Bruce is
confused
his
it too.
brother, who also has his own phrase that people accuse the Rev of stealing.
Oh, okay. You know what? This is a
I think
little.
It's time, and Rev does it is time.
Yeah, there's a key difference there.
No, there isn't. But anyway, yeah. Oh, Steve, thank you for clearing that up because I thought, why would Michael Buffer be doing that? Oh, so it's his brother.
His brother, Bruce.
Oh.
He's had a very successful also ring announcing career, but he does it for the UFC as opposed to boxing.
Okay, thanks, man, because that makes sense maybe why he's on, because I thought, really, Michael Buffer's on Cameo? I thought he was doing okay.
Yeah, Michael Buffer's basically suing people.
Yeah, that's
his
doing.
Cameo.
So Bruce Buffer, like you said, the UFC guy, is on Cameo, and this is an ethical dilemma for me because, somebody paid him $299 to make a cameo. That doesn't bother me, but the cameo was about breaking up with his girlfriend.
It's time for Kaylee to move on.
What a... wow. Oh, I hope this is just a joke. You know how you see these sometimes when someone does a cameo and you find out that Mark McGrath really didn't break up with someone.
Oh, okay. I hope so too, because I don't know if I could do that. I'd be like, I don't want to be this. This is the way that you tell your girlfriend or boyfriend that it's over.
Oh, you give me $250, I'll do it for you.
You
day
will?
of the week,
right.
yeah, or even $50, I'll do it. But how do you do that as a human being? How do you hire somebody to break up for your girlfriend? Like you're pretty, you suck.
Yeah.
Is that better or worse than a text message?
Or ghosting.
Unless she's a big Bruce Buffer fan, and then maybe. Or what if?
Yeah, right.
His love for the UFC is what was like kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back in their relationship.
Yeah. This is again. I feel like Steve. I think you're right. It's got to be a joke.
I hope.
Yeah.
Also, Michael Buffer is on Cameo as well.
How much is he charging?
$295.
What? He's actually cheaper than his brother?
$295. And will he do though? Let's Get Ready to Rumble. I wonder.
He better.
No.
He better. That's his thing. I mean, isn't that what we're paying for? Is from to say that?
I don't know. Is it?
Yes. I mean,
we should pay for Bruce Buffer to do the intro for Beat Miggs.
That would be so good. Except Rev says it's very different.
It is. It's hugely different.
Yeah, he says it's time. I say it is time.
Yeah, that's completely different. It's
Completely different.
Yeah, it's
So, what celebrity would make this thing less painful if they dumped you? You know what I mean? If let's just say Kathy decides, I'm done with you, BJ. I'm going to go on Cameo since I don't want to tell you.
All right. Here's the thing. Now I'm going to do this impression. A lot of you fans that are non-Star Trek fans won't get this, but if she had Patrick Stewart send me a cameo that said, "BJ, it's time for you to disengage," then you know what I mean.
All right.
That would be amazing because his famous thing was to always say "engage" before they went to warp drive. So if she had Patrick Stewart, Captain Picard, say "disengage," I think I'd go that route. That way, I mean, it'd be like, all right, it's at least Jean-Luc. At least you got him to do it for me.
I might go Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If he's heartbroken, he's heartbroken. Oh, no, that would have to be done in Ivan Drago.
Yeah,
My bad. Dolph Lundgren, who's probably cheaper than Sylvester Stallone.
Dolph Lundgren would do it. Yeah. This relationship is dead.
If he's dumped, he's dumped.
Yeah, I like that one. That's a good one. You got one, Rev? Anybody you want?
Just thinking off the top of the head, completely random, but I want Ernie Hudson.
Oh, from Ghostbusters.
From Ghostbusters, yeah.
And what would he say to you? Just like, what, you're slimed? What?
No, it's maybe along the lines of this relationship is busted.
Oh, nice. All right.
I don't know.
I think Danny could just have like one of his emo bands sing to him.
That'd be great. Billy Joe just writes me a song.
Oh, that's right. Good riddance. He already wrote it.
Yeah. He just plays that for me then.
That would be perfect.
I'd be happy.
He doesn't even have to perform. He can just basically get the video and just keep. Here you go. Get $300. I'll give you a cut from the video.
All right, Vicky. Is there a celebrity that make you feel better about being dumped?
Only if he does it very angrily, Michael Rappaport.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, if you see Vicky, kick her in the head.
Like he talked done about with you.
Yeah, it's just like when he said, if you see my kids out there without a mask, kick them in the head.
Then my answer is always the go-to when it comes to anything. Gilbert Gottfried also would be great.
Oh, well, Gilbert can be very inappropriate, so he'll say a lot of things for you.
He'll probably start flirting with the person that's paid for it to dump you. I hear you're single now.
That's great. That's perfect. Well, yesterday was a good day in Seahawk land as they did what we expected them to do. They destroyed the Jets 40-3. And we're going to recap the whole thing and see what the last 3 games of the season are looking like with the host of Mitch Unfiltered. That's right. Mitch Levy joins us at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle.
Well, I'm very excited to talk to our next guest, BJ, because the Seahawks finally just crushed a team. Very good stuff, beating the Jets 40-3. Please welcome to the show from Mitch Unfiltered. It is Mitch Levy.
Hey, we're actually going to change it to Milt Unfiltered.
Milt.
Should we change it to Milt?
Milt Unfiltered.
Yeah. It's Milt Unfiltered. The latest podcast just dropped. Go see Uncle Milty.
Yes, Uncle Milty's here with a 40-3. Hey, by the way, did you know that the Jets led that game 3-0?
A huge come from behind victory.
Look, for a half a second, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" When they were driving down the field, at least when they got the field going, I'm like, all right, the Jets they can't do anything. But I thought for a minute, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are they just going to drive down the field? And is this going to be an embarrassment?" For about a half a second, I felt that.
You were right. It was an embarrassment.
Yeah. I wonder if there were people on Twitter losing their minds at that moment. You know how some people are very knee-jerk?
Nah, I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay.
I think 3-0 we're okay. We're still okay. But you know what I love? And we started off episode 121, which we released at 4:30 in the morning this morning. We started it off by talking about Seahawks fans who were complaining after yesterday's game. It was really boring.
Really?
It was just a boring game.
I'll take that kind of boring game anytime after what we've been through.
Yeah. You have to hear every week after week. Why can't we blow anybody out? Why is every game such a thriller? Why do we have to stress down the stretch of every game, no matter who the opponent is? This is terrible. Other teams blow people, and then they blow somebody out 40-3, and it's boring.
You know, it is interesting, though, Mitch, because as you try to figure this game out just as a layman, which is what I try to do, you scratch your head and go, wow, I don't even know what to make of anything, because when you see the tough time we had with the Giants and then you see the easy time that the Cardinals had with them, and now I'm sitting there going, gosh, do we want to play the Cardinals in the playoffs? I'm not sure we do. There's a lot to think of as we know we're making the playoffs, but who are we going to play? It could be the Buccaneers. It could be the Cardinals. It could be, it probably won't be the Rams first round, but it could be the Buccaneers or the Cardinals or the winner of the NFC East. Right. I'm not, and I don't know how to feel about any of that.
Well, I think the answer is, first of all, I don't think you've graduated to layman status, so don't throw that self on you.
Oh, well, really?
You're not there.
Happening?
You're not there.
All right.
You're not there quite yet, BJ. You're still in the preseason, as we like to say.
Oh, here we go.
That's the number one. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll be appearing at Giggles.
Giggles.
The second thing is, I think you just answered your own question. In the NFL, I don't think you even try to even contemplate that, because things change week to week to week so fast. Mm-hmm. We fall in love with one team. Then we fall out of love with that team in week 15, and we like a different team in week 16. Then we like a different team in week 17. I think you'll drive yourself crazy if you try to figure out which teams are going to be playing the best football. And then the other thing is, a guy like Daniel Jones could get hurt. Alex Smith got hurt yesterday. We don't know what quarterback's playing for the Washington team this week. Could be Dwayne Haskins. Could be everything changes. So instead of worrying about who you'd like to play in the playoffs, what's that, in the first or second week of January, I think you just kind of take it week to week. Well, here's what we know. We know that the Seahawks are 9-4, right?
Hey, wait a second. I know that.
Okay, we know even a layman like you knows that.
Oh, I'm not a layman. I graduated.
We know that they're tied with the Rams, even though the Rams have the tiebreaker because they beat them the first time around. So at the moment, we know the Seahawks are the 5th seed, the first wild card in the NFC, and they would be playing, if the season ended today, which it doesn't, and it's stupid to even talk about, they'd be playing at the NFC East winner, which today would be Washington. Now, a couple of things that maybe your listeners do or do not know. In terms of winning their division, let's not talk about 1s and 2s and 3 seeds. In terms of winning the NFC West, it's kind of a quirky thing. The game against Washington has very little significance, as it turns out, for the NFC West title against the Rams. Because the truth is, they can lose to Washington this Sunday in Washington at 10 a.m. And then if they win the last 2 against the Rams and the Niners, they're the NFC West champs. It doesn't matter what the Rams do.
Oh, so
yes.
there is a tiebreaker that if we are
Correct.
tied with the Rams and obviously beat the Rams
Correct.
and we're tied. Oh,
Correct.
right. Oh, that's cool.
Let me explain it to you. So the way it works is the first tiebreaker when you're tied with somebody is head to head, which you just mentioned, and they would have, in this scenario where the Seahawks beat them the second time around, they would have split.
Yep, that
the
don't work.
second tiebreaker to determine the division is your record within the division. And so in this scenario where they lose to Washington, an out-of-division game, and they beat both the Rams and the Niners at the end of the year, the Seahawks would finish 4-2 in the 6 games against the NFC West, and the Rams would finish 3-3. So
what about the arm,
Washington?
what about arm wrestling, Steve? What tiebreaker is that? Because that's I feel like that's where we win if they have, because I feel like Russell would beat Steve in arm wrestling.
But how about a slapping contest?
Oh, a slapping contest.
I think a slapping contest. Yeah.
I could slap him faster, I bet.
There's that.
Come on. Have you seen my guy from Siberia on the internet? Have you seen my guy? Oh, my God.
I have him. Who's this guy in Siberia?
Oh my God! Have you been paying attention? The slapping contest has become a worldwide phenomenon.
I heard about this a while ago, but not recently. But I did. Now that you bring it up, it is pretty painful to watch.
Oh,
these guys are all swole.
The crap out of me. Oh my God! And the guy from Siberia, my guy Vitaly. Vitaly from Siberia.
I love that you have a guy.
One of the greats. He's my guy.
You know what?
Yeah.
You can tell. You can tell we were in 2020, and it's COVID sports right there, my friends. The slapping contest.
So they have 5 attempts to knock the guy down in the slapping competition.
Oh man! So
now, did you guys like when DK Metcalf scored a touchdown and jumped onto the platform and operated the TV camera for a few minutes and then got a 15-yard penalty on the ensuing kickoff? Did you like that?
I wish he would have done a little bit better job of filming it. I saw the Seahawks got the footage and it looked like he zoomed in on one of the guys' helmets. But I thought it was funny. I know some people probably don't like that, but
I don't like the penalty.
Yeah. No, if that would have hurt the team, of course, that'd be a whole different tune.
I'm glad he did it against the Jets, as opposed to perhaps against a team that we have to really win. Obviously, he's only going to do it at home, so that would have been a beating if he did that against a team. Yeah. But even still, 15 yards. It's funny because Greg Gumbel was talking about how he wishes the league would just lighten up on some of these things and not give these massive penalties. But they don't like people showboating. How about you, Mitch? How do you feel about that?
Well, I giggle. I got to admit, I do giggle when he does something like that, and I typically don't love that, especially when you hurt your team. And we saw, I think, Doug Baldwin squat in the Super Bowl and cost the team 15 yards.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems contrived. I heard after the game yesterday from some people that Metcalf had been planning that all week. He'd been thinking about it, and so when I hear that, I don't love it. It's not spontaneous at all, and It costs him 15 yards. But And there's, by the way, there's COVID concerns. You start grabbing a TV camera that's been operated by somebody else. You jump on somebody else's platform. Who knows? Maybe he's got to go through COVID protocol. I mean, it's 2020, as you say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could do with all that without all that stuff. But it was 40-3 yesterday, and everybody's in a good mood. So DK was being DK.
I do love that. Was like they're up 37-3, and the guys on the Jets after they do something like a defensive stop, they start like taunting the Seahawks. I'm like, I don't know if you might want to check like the context of the game right now. I don't know if it's taunting is a good idea.
Well, Miggsy, I mean, I don't know whether you guys have followed college football at all, but there was an incredible moment on Saturday night.
Yes.
I don't know if you probably wouldn't talk about this on your show. So just to give your listeners the backdrop, Florida is playing LSU on Saturday night. Florida has a chance to play in what we call the NCAA final, the Final Four college football. If they win out, they got to play Alabama. If they win out, they have a chance to play for the national championship, essentially. They can't lose this game to LSU. And there's like 90 seconds to go or a minute to go in the game. The game is tied 34-34 or 35-35, and LSU has the ball. Florida's trying to stop them and get the ball back. Well, LSU, like at their own 35 or 40-yard line, gets stopped by Florida on third down. They're going to have to punt the ball, and Florida's going to get a last chance to win.
Nice.
When they stop the guy on third down, the Florida defensive guy, in exuberation, pulls the shoe off of the running back, or the shoe falls off the running back's foot. And the Florida guy takes the shoe and tosses it 20 yards down the field.
No, he doesn't.
And the official throws the flag and gives him an automatic first down, 15 yards on the Florida guy. And they go down, and LSU goes down the field and scores and wins the game.
Yeah, winning by a field goal.
What a stupid move.
So the linebacker or the defensive back who threw the show costs his team essentially a chance at the national championship by tossing a shoe 20 yards down the field. Now, that's not DK Metcalf, but, these types of things can really come back to haunt you sometimes, and it did in that case.
You're absolutely right. He's like a tale of two guys, because he's the guy that was showboating and lost a touchdown, but he's also the guy that chased down a dude and prevented a touchdown. I feel like, I wouldn't mind if he was a little bit more polished. It's like maybe, a third year in the NFL, DK, maybe then you could do something like this, but that's the only thing I get worried about, Mitch, because you're right. I mean, when will he do something that really will cost the team? So far it hasn't. Like his antics really haven't hurt us, but my goodness, man, you hate to see that come out. Go, wow, we saw this. So I hope somebody's talking with him.
Well, there's two sides to. There's two layers to this. When you say antics, okay, there's the one where he starts to celebrate. He gets the ball knocked out against Dallas before he scores the touchdown. And there's the thing yesterday. There's also the other layer, which he's trying. He's dropping balls. Every once in a while, he drops a ball right in his hands. Remember the one in the face mask for a touchdown? Yeah. There was one in his hands. It hasn't hurt the team yet. And I had Brady Henderson, who's the ESPN.com Seahawks insider, ESPN guy, on our show that dropped this morning. And we were talking about this very subject, DK Metcalf. And he said, the stuff where he gets on, when he does the camera thing, it's kind of Terrell Owens, kind of Chad Ochocinco. It's that kind of stuff. And it would bother you if he was that type of guy. But when you're around him over the course of the week, he is not that diva kind of call attention to me type of personality. So it doesn't bother us as much as it might bother us with those other guys that are always calling attention to themselves.
That's good to know.
He's a mild-mannered, very soft-spoken, very humble guy. He's not like T.O. He's not like Chad Johnson.
See, that's good, because then if, the coaches come up to him and go, look, today, no crazy stuff, he would probably be humble enough to listen. Yeah.
Right. All right. But I don't know that your coach is going to do that. That's the problem.
To go back to that college game, if you're the Florida team, like how long does it go in the locker room in the locker room after the game before somebody just loses their mind on that guy? Like how awkward is that room?
Yeah, I know.
Is it the coach? Is it the team captain? Well, who's like, what were you thinking?
Think about the entire offense, because they're not even on the field, and they're just like, you just killed us. I mean, maybe his defensive brothers have his back, but the offense is going to be going, thanks, idiot. I mean, right? I mean, they're so. I mean, I don't know, man. That's
all right. So we got the Washington football team, and they've got that one guy, Chase Young, who's like just killing it
Incredible.
on
Yeah,
defense.
incredible.
That's someone that we have to be concerned about, huh? Especially when Shell's down.
That's right. That's going to be the talking point of this game. What you've got in Washington is very similar to what you had against the Eagles. It's very similar to what you had against the Giants. All these NFC East teams, minus the Cowboys, are kind of built the same way. They've got really good defenses, or at least solid. Even the Eagles, who beat the Saints yesterday, have a very solid defense.
Let me give you props for calling that last week, by the way, because you're the one that said, "Hey, I don't know if the Saints are as good as their record indicates," and you were absolutely right as they lost.
I don't know about that. Yeah, it's week to week, as we just point out, a week to week in the NFL. But going back to the Washington thing, they are really stout on defense, and I think Miggsy just pointed it out. Brandon Shell, who was a little-known acquisition during the offseason. They actually got him from the Jets. He's the right tackle. He's played very, very well, and he got hurt a couple of weeks ago, tried to make it back yesterday, got hurt again. It's an ankle injury. You need him because they're down to like their third or fourth string right tackle. Chase Young is who you're talking about. He was an unbelievable college player at Ohio State. He was either the second or the third overall pick in the NFL draft. They are going to come at Russell Wilson. They're going to put pressure on Russell. This could be a very ugly game. I would suppose that if we're talking about a Seahawks victory against Washington this coming week, it could be one of those really not so pleasant looking games, like, I don't know, 23-17 or 20-13. It could be muddied up by that Washington defense.
Mitch, are you encouraged by the comments? I forget it was Russ or Pete that said that they really changed things up on the offense. It's like they finally got the memo that they've got to figure out a way to counter the defensive schemes that are being thrown at them. That, basically those schemes that were made to adjust to how well he was playing early in the season. It seems like they figured it out a little bit yesterday because they'd said that the Jets were throwing at them similar defenses that other teams have been throwing at them. Do you feel like a little bit more confident that they've got that slightly figured out so that they might have a better chance against Washington's D?
I'm a little cynical and skeptical about that stuff. I think there's a lot of things that are said during the week that are very easy to rationalize the previous game's behavior. I'll give you an example. Shaq Griffin said, and everybody was giving him credit on Wednesday and Thursday this past week, we took the Giants lightly. Everybody was waiting for one Seahawk player to say, we took the Giants lightly. To me, that's something very easy to say.
Yeah.
It looked to me like it was a team that just beat them on Sunday. It looked to me the team that was outcoached, that was outplayed. I don't know. I mean, what does that mean? We took them lightly. You don't even practice anymore between games. How did you not pay attention in team meetings? Did we not try on Sunday against the Giants? So these things where Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, says, well, we just didn't take what the Giants gave us. We didn't adjust. Okay, I accept that on some level, but I don't know. It feels too simple. It feels like, come on, you would have done that in the middle of the game against the Giants if that's what was needed to do.
It is interesting, Mitch, because you take a look at how the Cardinals played the Giants, and the Cardinals are playing for their lives, whereas the Seahawks know they're in the playoffs, where the Cardinals at that time, before yesterday's game, because they were battling the Vikings for a spot, and of course the Vikings lost and the Cardinals won. So maybe there is a little something to that in your brain where you go, we don't have to win this game, where the Cardinals we have to win this game. Well, I don't know.
I think because you're a layman, I think you're probably just judging from the final score of the Cardinals-Giants game. I actually watched that game in its entirety yesterday, and you'd be surprised. The Giants did a very good job defensively on the Cardinals. The Cardinals got in, I think, one time. I think they scored one touchdown in the game. The Giants did to the Cardinals very similar things that they did to the Seahawks, and it worked. For the most part. The problem the Giants had is their offense couldn't get out of the way. The offense was so bad yesterday that the Cardinals were able to win that game kind of easy. But no, I look, it's week to week. I think the Giants did a good job. I don't think it was about the Seahawks taking the Giants lightly. I'm skeptical about the fact that they didn't adjust on offense. I just think that yesterday they came out with a focus. They played the all-time tomato can, right? They played the worst team in football by a landslide, a team that's not going to win all year. They're going to go 0-16, the team that they played, and they took care of business with the exception of the fact that they couldn't handle 3 interceptions that were thrown right to them that could have been pick sixes. They did what they needed to do, 40-3. You don't overanalyze the game because the Jets are terrible, and you say, okay, let's see what happens against Washington at 10 a.m. in D.C. this week.
I did find great humor in Jamal Adams after the game on Q13's game day, just in the middle of his chat with Ian Furness. He just goes, God, I suck, when he's talking about the interception. I was like, that guy just rolls.
Well, it was good for him to play against his old. By the way, he set an NFL record yesterday. Did you hear that?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. Jamal Adams is now has more sacks in a season than any other defensive back in the history of the NFL. He's got 8.5. And the interesting part about that stat is he missed 4 games due to injury.
I know.
And he hasn't yet played 3. So
That's
7
insane.
games are missing from one season, and yet he still was able to set the all-time sack record for a non-pass rusher, a non-linebacker.
I think he was a good pickup.
He doesn't suck.
Yeah. Well, Mitch has got a whole lot more information about this game. His podcast just dropped today. Go to MitchUnfiltered.com or wherever you get podcasts to listen to all of the X's and maybe a couple of the O's.
Unfiltered. Layman Unfiltered.
Layman Unfiltered. I want to graduate to layman. I got close, and then I got kicked back, so it's time to go to remedial school for me. Mitch, always good to talk to you, buddy, and let's hope for a W on Sunday.
Thank you, boys.
All right, take it easy. Mitch Levy again, MitchUnfiltered.com. It is that time of year again.
Big time.
Oh, baby. We are kicking off our yearly The Best That We Could Do for 2020. And it's going to start with a caller that listeners that still bring up to this day whenever we're late. You're going to hear that at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top-Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cash back match. Here's how it works. We give you cash back for using your Discover card on the things you were going to buy anyway. Then we match that cash back in your first year. And that's why we call it Cashback Match. Now to recap and say cashback one more time. We match all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year automatically. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.